Well, good morning. It's Joe, Jay, and Donna D. Tonight is the big night. We've been talking about it for weeks. Classic Albums Live has made a return visit to South Florida, one night only. Normally, we see them in the Paradise Live Room, which is a smaller room. But tonight, the big Hard Rock Live Room.
In the big room.
With a 17-piece orchestra is what I'm hearing.
The big show, yes.
And we just heard Sgt. Pepper. They're going to play the entire album, note for note, start to finish. And here to talk about it is Craig Martin, the founder, the founding member, the guy who thought this whole thing up. Welcome, Craig.
Good morning. Good morning.
Listen to that. I love that. Right from the album. Good to have you here tonight, today, actually. Exciting that you guys made a comeback. Now, the times we've seen you at Paradise, it was the band, which was phenomenal. Now, tonight, you're turning it up with the orchestra.
Yeah, we're stepping it up a notch. We put together a boutique orchestra for this show. It's going to be a blow-away performance of the Pepper album. You're going to have the best of the best. I like to say the world's greatest musicians, and I firmly believe that these guys should be held in as high esteem as Yo-Yo Ma and all the great classicalists. I mean, we are recreating this album note for note, cut for cut. Every nook and cranny of the album is coming alive on stage through these guys. We go to extreme details, as you know.
Oh, yeah. We're huge fans.
I know you are.
When we went to the show when they were doing...
it was Pink Floyd. Blew me away. Dark Side of the Moon.
There's so many different little sound effects, and they had it spot on.
Well, the thing about the sound effects is I was expecting a little keyboard sampling. No, you had the little effect, and you actually had the bell, and that was what made it fun.
The alarm clock.
It's funny you would say that because that is what we started. I wanted a very organic approach to the music when we started. Anybody can press a sampler on stage and, have clocks and things go off. But like for tonight, I have my guys barking like dogs and crowing like chickens and things like that, So I think that going the extra mile to recreate it organically really, it's just a groove with their audience that they really appreciate.
The natural thing with the cover bands is to get out there and put the Sgt. Pepper suits on and do the little bow and have the Ed Sullivan guy. But you guys, you throw all that out the window because you're really about the music.
That's all we care about. Yeah. I find, God bless anybody who gets up on stage and performs. I really respect them all. But I find that that just takes away from the music. And it also limits you when you have, for instance, when you're doing the Beatles, you have four guys and outfits. And how are you going to put a violin, a cello, a brass horn into the music? And you're going to have those guys in costume too. It just gets in the way. When I started this series, I was appalled at going around to all the clubs and seeing all these bands basically ruin the music for me, and I wanted to hear it exact. So, we that was our mandate going in, note for note, cut for cut. Let's do it exactly like the record. Let's not worry about pandering to the imitation or impersonation. Let's just concentrate on the music. Let's treat this like classical music. Now, if you look up the word classical, it just basically defines music that endures. It's music that stands the test of time. Clearly, this music has stood the test of time, and I think it will in another 100 years. So I'm approaching it like classical music.
All right. Well, it's tonight, Hard Rock Live. There are still tickets available at Hard Rock Live at the box office or at Ticketmaster.com. A lot of great reasons to come tonight. We'll be out there, Majic and Force, and we hope that everybody can show up for this event.
You mentioned that the musicians that are in the symphony that you've assembled are world-class musicians, but I have to point out that your musicians who do the original stuff, your frontmen, as it were, Nick and Rob and all those guys, they are, outstanding musicians that could have their own band and their own albums and their own concert tours within themselves.
I agree. They are maestros. They're the best, the absolute best musicians, and they bring. Each one of those has been handpicked, and they bring a really there's an undefinable grace to their performances. Yeah. It's what I call the DNA factor. They have Beatles DNA in their blood, Pink Floyd DNA in their blood. These guys get up there and they bring a real fluidity to the show. It's just, they're the best, and I'm honored to be working with them like I do.
All right. Well, as always, Classic Albums Live tonight. The premiere performance, a friend of mine thought it was the whole weekend, but it's tonight only, so make your plans to be there 2/2 tonight.
That's it. Yeah. And you know what? Prices, when you go to a concert, $200, $300, $400 for tickets, these tickets are very reasonably priced for an outstanding A1 5-star show.
Right on.
Right. Tickets are like $20 to $40, which is
really
a great deal for that venue.
And a great facility.
And of course, parking's free at Hard Rock, so you got it all made and get there early, have dinner, have
and
the whole
you can
thing.
valet with your player's card.
I've seen Donna Davis do that. Okay, there you go.
$4, baby.
Craig Martin, thanks so much. We'll see you tonight.
Thank you.
17-piece orchestra. Thanks so much for getting up. Musicians don't get up before the crack of noon, so it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
You betcha.